I know you guys aren't big into the recruiting, but I just thought I'd throw out a few notes here because there's a slew of guys. Obviously, you guys know better than I do, but caught my attention. Bo Bentley, quarterback, 7th ranked out of the 247. Whether the composite or the 247 listings, but LSU, Georgia, Florida State were surrounding his visit to Columbus, and Zayden Krempin out of Texas is an offensive tackle. He's there right now as we speak. And Jackson Cantwell is the #1 player out of, folks, if you don't follow recruiting, you would never guess it, out of Missouri.
Yep, Midwest.
#1 player in the country at offensive tackle as well.
And I think they've done a great job recruiting him. I know that after he won the national championship, I think Cantwell was the first player that Ryan Day flew to go see because he understands how big of a priority it is to get a 5-star offensive lineman like Jackson Cantwell. So, and he said he loved his visit to Ohio State, and we'll see what direction that one takes. The press conference is done in the team meeting room there at Ohio State, the practice facility, and they were hustling us out of there. First of all, Coach Day, they tell us theoretically it'll be around 11, whatever time. Well, he didn't come in till close to 12, and I think that was because he was meeting with recruits after practice. And so he comes in at 12, then we get Hartline and Patricia, and when that's done, they're like, hey, you guys need to get your stuff and get the hell out because they're having a recruiting meeting in here, and we're going out one door, and the recruits are going in the other door, and there was like 20 of them. And I'm telling you, these guys look good on the hoof, whoever they were. They were, some studs going in there. It must be spring break at a lot of high schools that produce great football players because there were a lot of guys at today's practice and coming in for a recruiting meeting there at whatever time, 1 o'clock when we vacated the room. So, yeah, it was this is when Mark Pantoni and his guys are earning their money, is getting these guys on campus. And, people will say it's been a little bit of a slow start to recruiting for Ohio State 2026. I think it's about to pick up. I don't know if they're going to get a bunch of commitments this weekend or anything like that, but they are definitely in front of a ton of top players.
Yeah, I mean, the whole process after the championship game is catching up. You're playing catch up the entire time, whether it's recruiting, whether it's the portal, whether it's off-season workouts, getting ready for spring. But yeah, it was interesting. So on the indoor today, you had former Buckeyes getting ready for pro day, like Emeka Ibuka and some others were out there running around and stretching and getting ready for a workout. And you've got this line of recruits like walking in front of him, like you've got the past, you've got the future. And then, the president had just gotten off the practice field as well. So it was a bit of a madhouse there at the Woody. And then I think last week, Bo Bentley's visit was maybe one of the reasons why Billy Fessler was about 30 minutes late or 20 minutes late to his interview. So they're playing catch up. But the problem, Mark, is they're doing it on my time. And that's what I cannot have that. I've got places to be. Come on. You got enough hours in the day.
Wait for Ryan Day. I mean, are you kidding me? 59 minutes? Are you kidding me?
Can't have it. Won't have it.
No.
Never again.
I tried to fall asleep 7 different times and couldn't.
It's too loud.
Yeah.
I will definitely accommodate for you guys, but man, you guys are asking for a lot for us to be, switching around the show every week, but I'll do it for you guys. But my goodness.
Hopefully we can settle in after this.
Expect that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can settle in after this week.
No, you are good. You are good. Anytime I can get you guys, I will take it. We've got 5 commits right now, and it brings to mind, since you guys did mention Brian Hartline, and of course heard from him today, they're in a good position. It's one of those good issues to have potentially in that, well, here you've got the top recruiter in the nation, but he's got a more expanded role in the X's and O's. How much do you pull him away from recruiting, if at all, or how does that balance out?
Oh, he's still involved in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he talked about the balance of it all today, and just mostly the OC and the wide receivers coach part, but you're not going to take him away. You're not going to take one of his strengths away. And I think one of the reasons you make him OC is one of the reasons Ryan Day did it is because now he even said it. Now Brian Hartline isn't just coaching the receivers, like he's coaching the entire offense. So now he's not just recruiting the receivers, he's recruiting the entire offense, which you would hope would help because he still does have the NFL pedigree and things like that. But I still think they're either going to have to really truly convince somebody like a Jackson Cantwell without really any proof of concept, because Tyler Bowen is new. So you can't just lean on Tyler Bowen's, recruiting and his production and his development in the past, because he hasn't coached the position since 2017. So then it has to become about the Ohio State wanting to be a Buckeye, wanting to be part of that culture, or they're going to pay as much as anybody else and go the NIL route, which is not normally something they will do for a prospect. That, like, they're not going to convince you with the money. Like, if you don't want to be here, then, but you would if the price is right. That's not really what they're looking for. So they want somebody that wants to be here, then they can hook them up. But it's one then the other. It's not, we'll give you all of this and now are you interested? Because you need to be interested for real, and then they'll go from there. So it will be interesting to see what they can do on the offensive line. I thought, Justin Fry did a good job with the tackles last year, but he's gone. So now you're like, well, what can Tyler Bowen do with Austin Seerveld, who was a guard last year for the most part, and if he makes them into a left tackle, now you're cooking. So there's some opportunities for, as Ryan Day and Urban Meyer would say, for testimony over theory, but they don't have any testimony yet on the offensive line. So I think that's going to take some time for at least out of state top guys, because that's never been something that they've ever really cleaned up on consistently year to year.